Hello. Howdy, hi, welcome. Come on in. Hello, hello, hi. Oh, I had this all set up nicely, and then I was looking at something. Like it was all framed up, all prettily, and... What do you want? What are you yelling about? Don't be such a little crybaby bunting. I'm telling Vincent. Vincent's being a little crybaby. He probably wants more food. Little, little fatty boy. But yeah, howdy. Wow. Come on in. Take a seat. Enjoy yourself. This isn't a suggestion. It's a command. No. But yeah. Hello, hello. Oh, I should say, so here's who we got going on. I'm thinking we do Ica next. I want to do Ica. So that's who we're doing. And it's perfect timing because I just put out my review for the Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be Magical Girl pilot. Yay! That was nice. This was a short video. It felt weird. I'm so used to making videos that are like, you know, like at least 30 minutes long. That making one that was only, I think it's only 5. I was like, is this everything? Should I say more? But it's kind of nice. Kind of nice being able to put out something a little quicker, a little easier. Every now and then. Gotta try to work on putting out some quicker, shorter content. Between the big McLarge huge uploads, you know? And then she's got platforms, so I will accommodate for those right now. Cool. Cool, nice. It makes her legs 1,000,000 feet long. Maybe I'll actually just kind of schnoot her torso a little bit longer. There we go. Looking a little bit more proportionate now, I say. Which ones we doing? We're starting with Ica. Then I think once we finish Ica, I'm thinking we kind of stick in the indie sphere and do Magical Dandelion down here. So, and then if we finish her and there's enough time, I was thinking we'd do Sakura. So those are our plans for the day. I was in the middle of rewatching your Sword and Shield Magical Girl adventure. I noticed your comment earlier. I wanted to be like, you should check out the new one, but then I noticed it was you, and I was like, oh, Cereza knows. Cereza knows that there's a new video. I don't need to be asinine about it. It's a good'un. The Sword and Shield one. I think it helps that it really, I leaned so much into my story, which I think is more often than not oops, that's not what I want. More often than not, the smarter choice than focusing so much on the game story. And yeah, I just did it real good. No, I want this angle to be more. Alright. Great. That's her staff. Don't worry. And we're actually gonna get rid of it for right now. Let me just re-angle her hand here. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll handle that later. Already watched Scarlet and Violet, loved it. Hell yeah. I wish the red version won. Am I too loud? Am I too loud? Let me know. I turned up my mic a lot because I feel like I'm always quiet in the VODs. But I don't want to blast your poor little eardrums. But yeah, I wish the red version had done better. Just because I think it's really funny. Because I found myself quite not liking the game. So I definitely have I definitely have a better picture of Ica that I think I can use as a reference. Let me grab that. Don't need this crunchy ass JPEG. There she is. Cool. And actually, let me just grab her face here so I know what her face looks like. But yeah, since I was quite unhappy with playing red version, it means that that my video was just much funnier because I was a lot less precious with it. Oh my gosh, a raid? Wow, welcome! Howdy! Golly, I hope I didn't flashbang you with my slightly just on the verge of NSFW wallpaper that I accidentally showed for a moment. Welcome, howdy, come on in. We're drawing magical girls. Cause it's Magical Girl May. We do this every May. We celebrate magical girls. And so I'm drawing Ica right now from Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. I've also done Cutie Honey, Magical Do-Re-Mi, Cute Earth Defense High Club Love. That's my original character, Cinderella. And then, what the fuck was this one fucking called? Daybreak Illusion. My sister watched that one. And then Precure and Sailor Moon. And then we've got a bunch of other magical girls. They look amazing. Thank you! Beans dead. I'll call you Beans, if I may. But I appreciate the raid. I really, really do. I always like seeing what people were up to before they raid me. Which sounds conceited, but it's fun. It's fun hearing their thought process, because I don't know anybody. So, like, I don't have friends who raid me. And so it's fascinating hearing them go, okay, let's choose who to raid. Let's go with this VTuber or whatever. Hey, I want her face to look, like, funny sassy. No. I'll figure this out, don't worry. There we go. That's what I needed. We got beans. Well, I appreciate it. I truly, duly do. Yeah, I never raid people. I feel like I think about this every time I do get raided. I never raid people. We should raid people more often. Fam, what do you think? We gotta, it's scary though. What if I raid into something and you all embarrass me again? 'Cause you did that one time. That's why I don't raid people. I was drawing emotes for re-debut. Oh my gosh, that's double exciting. Does this mean you are a virtual tuber as well? Usually I move. Usually I'm not a PNG, but I go into PNG mode when I do art. Because otherwise, you know how it is. You're just looking down the whole time and... yeah. But, hell yeah. Thick eyebrows. Alright. So, yeah. It's fascinating how rarely I actually encounter other VTubers in the wild. We did not. You specifically are the one that embarrassed me, Excalibur. Well, how deep in? Oh, we're only 10 minutes in. Okay, I'm checking that time so then when I finish the VOD, or like I finish stream, I can go into the VOD and find you again quickly. So then I can check out your stuff and things. Always like finding a new VTuber. Do you want to be my friend? I would love to have more VTuber friends. You know, I'll have to check out your vibe. Have to see what your damage is. That I talk funny, so you're gonna. But yeah. I don't mind the idea of friends. I was actually thinking, I'm like, I want to be a brave girl and ask people to do collabs, because I'm like, how do all these people have friends to like play video games with? Everyone else like has a whole collection of people that they can like play repo with, because that's the current hotness, you know. They'll play Among Us with them and stuff, and I'm like, where do you get all these friends? I don't. It feels like I'm not at the same level of anyone else, you know. I'm bigger than some, and I'm smaller than most, and I'm just like, how do you ask people to collab? Also, what do you even do? What do you even do for a collab? I've collabed with Lillian a couple of times. I was every time she was the one that initiated, because she is the brave one, funnily enough. But also it's like what do you even do in a collab? That sounds scary. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, where do you find these people? Excalibur, yeah, so what happened was, the one time I raided into somebody I respect as well, we do a raid, and she goes, oh my gosh, it's a raid, thank you. And you go, yeah, Twiins is stinky. Mr. Excalibur. So this is why I can't trust you all with raids anymore. I drawed during mine, or we played a duo game. I see. I'm still stuck in this mindset that I'm worried my computer's not strong enough to even like handle things like repo, but it might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weenie puss. So I just need to get over it. This isn't where Ica is. I need to remember. These gloves are complicated. They're pretty though. There's so much element. There's a lot of elements to Ica's design, which all cohesively look like, you look at her and you don't think that's really complicated because of her color palette being really conducive, cohesive. She's only got like the 3 colors, 2 shades of blue and yellow. And so it feels really easy to look at, versus something like how with Precure, you look at Precure and you're like, that's a lot, because she's got all these patterns and stuff. But Ica's got quite a lot going on in her design as well. So just kind of a good way to show off the power of a clean, simple color palette. One, 2, 3, 4, and then her thumb, and this one's got like a ring on it, and then it does like that, and then there's the rest of her hand, and then she's got some bracelets. How many? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. Alright. Sometimes it's like this. Sometimes you gotta concentrate on the art. 3, 4. Excellent. Great. Perfect. Just like me. Gotta bounce, but it was really nice meeting you. Excellent. And I was swell. I really do appreciate the raid. And all your little beans. Are they beans? My guys are sprinkles. We called Twin Stinky when she raided someone and specifically asked not to embarrass her. I do stream the odd. Coral Palette is correct. Every other Monday, and then Tuesdays and Wednesdays are when I am live. I don't have a schedule because the idea of making a schedule stresses me out. I'm such a stickler for consistency anyway. As long as everyone knows, like they got the inside scoop that, oh, Twin streams on every other Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. then you're fine. You're swell. You know. Yeah, and then she's got like kind of a pattern in her sleeves. Nice. I wish her arms weren't in the way like this, so I could more clearly see what's going on with her shirt there. Hang on, let me Google her really quick. I had an idea of something I actually want to do. Hang on, this is pretty, please, I don't, okay. This is my one gripe, my one true gripe with Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. It's that the title is so long. It's a pain to type every time. As someone, I made a 5-minute video, and I quickly shifted to abbreviating Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. And even then, it's just so long. So that is my my one. But it's like, what a great title. It's such a good title. It immediately grabs your attention. It tells you, like, exactly what's, like, well, why, you know? So I wouldn't want them to change it, but I'm just like, I hate how long this is. And even the acronym is, like, not that, like, I don't know, grippable. It's, because they get rid of the Pretty Please and just, I don't want to be, magical girl. It would bam. And it's just, what a great name, but it just takes forever to type out. And I got it wrong. Oh, but right. So I had an idea of something I want to do. I want to rank all 1025? 50 something? All the Pokemon. Which I know will be a long stream. I want to do it on a Monday. I want to, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I want to do more longer streams if I can. And that seems like fun. But here's my thing. I'm like, would it really be all that interesting to even rank, like, do them, you know, favorite to least favorite, kind of like how Alpha Rat had done, in his very, very popular video, which, you know, all streamers just kind of look to Alpharad for content to steal. And that's me included, 1000%. He's the whole reason why I had that idea. But howdy. No, I thought I heard my howdy. Just tripping, I guess. But the question is faves to least fave, is that, like, an interesting tier list to watch me go through? Or is there something more fun and more interesting that you all, like, could think of that you'd like me to do? I'd asked this on the Discord, and Zero had suggested, like, how well the Pokemon would make for, like, being in a musical theater, I think was his answer, which was a fascinatingly niche suggestion. And I don't hate that idea. And I asked Critter as well, and Critter had said, like how good they work as pets. Which was another fascinatingly niche suggestion. But I just don't know. So, I want to get your guys' input. How do you feel? How do you feel? What do you think? Because I think the obvious thing is to suggest which ones are magical girls or not. But I kind of like keeping that up to interpretation. You know, one, I don't want a definitive, like, list out there, because then someone feels like they, like, beholden to the list. And also, I think the game you're playing changes a lot. Like, more often than not, I wouldn't call Venusaur a magical girl. Yeah, it's a big ugly frog dinosaur guy. But if you're playing through red version, you know, and you have to have a starter, like, Venusaur is kind of your only option. So you kind of gotta, like, be a little bit more forgiving with it. So, yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel? What do you guys think and how do you feel? Let me get these wingalings that she's got back here. All of her little wingos. And do that. Talking about the idea of me ranking all the Pokemon, but I don't know what I want to rank them on. Speaking of Pokemon, your Zelda Pokemon team stream isn't on the VOD channel, which makes me sad. Fascinating. Why isn't it? I may have done a fuck up. Or I may have just not put it in a playlist. Why wouldn't I have uploaded? I'll double check to see if I exported it. Yeah, I'll double check to see if I exported it and then just, like, forgot about it or something. And, make sure that does, in fact, see the light of day if I've got it somewhere. And if not, well, you know, sometimes streams are lost, unfortunately. I remember I was really sad to learn that Twitch doesn't just hold on to VODs forever. And, so when I made the VOD channel, I was like, oh no, but like, all my first streams are gone. And I was like, it's fine. You know, I'll do other funny stuff in Minecraft or whatever. Yeah, again. But, yeah. But you know what helps is having, clips. Because it's like, so, a lot of the first streams I did, like, they don't exist anymore, but... Golly, gosh, these are fucking ugly. Hang on. Those are fucking ugly-ass hands, and I need to draw these like how I would to make them look in any way decent. There we go. There's some wingy feathered bullshits, not just funny long fingers. Alright, great. But yeah, clipping things. Clips can stay forever, so if something really, you know, tickles your fancy, clip it. And then you don't have to worry about me fucking up or something, and it'll always be there. So that's my flamin' hot tip. And you can clip things afterwards. Like, you can go into a VOD while it's still on Twitch, and clip something then as well. So don't feel like I'm panicking because I need to clip something right now, because you don't have to. So yeah, because also the clipping mechanic can be a little challenging to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 on the other side as well. Okay, great. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, I will double check that, make sure it is doing everything it's supposed to be doing. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll just get rid of these ones. A tier list of Pokemon who would most likely be the best at playing LEGO Star Wars. Pretty niche? I don't think so. You can feel free to do that. You see, Wailord would be an excellent pet. It's just big. See, I think Wailord would fall under the category of better as a tool. Like better to be used for work as opposed to as a pet. But that's just me. So we're gonna do the locks like this. We're gonna, and then, yeah, like a cute little curly Q. Which, it's very Usagi. That little cute little curly Q at the end of her locks. Because Usagi's hair also curls at its ends, at least classically. Pretty cool stuff. Oh my god. I'm fucking myself. Hang on. I forgot that I wasn't like on a totally different layer. I'm just going ham, balls to the wall. going over all my lines like a nematode over here. Yeah, alright. Cool. Aika's got a lot going on. And I knew she would. It's why I was kind of intimidated to do her. Just because, similar to, it's why I've also not gotten anywhere near, Snow White for Magical Girl Raising Project. Because, they're just a lot. And then there's a lock hidden kind of back there that's a little difficult to see. Oh, wow! Is that everything? Oh, her legs. Okay. Oh, we can get rid of this, this little face of hers over there. Nice. She translates to Grim Magic's art style very easily. Honestly. They're quite similar in terms of general aesthetic. A Pokemon tier list based on which one I can make the best burger. Like, you can make a burger for them, the best, or turn them into a burger. Rip the Wind Waker Part 2 stream. Yeah, I know, that one bums me out too, because that was full me fucking up. I don't even know how, but I did. I love how disappointing Aika looks. Best part of the pilot. Like, how do you mean disappointing? Like, disappointed? Like, she's disappointed in being here? Or are you saying she looks bad? Because I'm gonna disagree if that's what you're trying to say. But I don't. I don't. I think you're fumbling your words a little bit. And that's alright. Gotta go to work. Adios! Have fun! Thanks for popping in, even for just a little bit. I appreciate it. I really do. I wonder how much you guys know that. How much I appreciate you all being here. Even if you're just lurking. If you're a streamer, and I've said this before, and I'll say it a million times, if you're a streamer and you don't love and respect the lurkers, you're a stupid fool. The lurkers are the true blood of a community. Like, you can have your nice, reliable chatters that you can, you know, bank on being there and bouncing off of you and stuff. And I love and appreciate that too. But lurkers are the whole reason why anyone actually gets popular, successful. It's like 8 of you. 8 of you are usually in chat, and that's great and swell, and I appreciate it. But also, I recognize that, I've got 500 followers, and most of them are not in chat. And so you just gotta appreciate the people in chat. Even if they're quiet. In chat, but just like, by being here, you know? This is a big, complicated weapon. Do I really want to draw this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It'll make it look good. Alright. The hilt's like a cute little star. What a surprise. She's very on theme. And then about halfway up, it's like a handily hilty thing. Which I'm actually not gonna have her be holding it by the handily hilty thing. And then big ass star at the top. 5-pointed star. Star. It's a star. Wow, we love stars. But then it's like a big one up here. And it's got a gem in the middle, and all the points are edged. Wow, good dimension. Alright, and then the gem has a little rim, and it's got little wingalingos. Cute little wingalingos. This might be the 2 best wings I've ever drawn. Somehow. Great! What a complicated design. Time to do the line art. Hello. Welcome. Howdy. Just turn it into the lead pipe? I thought about it, but I already put her in the pose. What about your favorite non-magical girls in media? Like, Zelda isn't a magical girl, but definitely feels like one. Or Pearl in Steven Universe, Bayonetta, Goku, etc. What about them? What of them? I wouldn't call them magical girls, personally. I think, yeah, there are girls who can do magic, and there are magical girls, and those are different things. You know what I'm saying? Which sounds pedantic, and it is. I know I already bothered you with this. I love questions, but there's a subset of magical girl characters from Lobotomy Core. Oh yeah, you did suggest that. I recommend checking them out sometime. They all have these scary monster forms. There are just cool designs I like. It sounds like a scary kind of show. Do Jedi count as magical girls? You know, I'm planning on doing a stream. But also a part of me is like, is this even something that can be a full stream? Or just like a discussion? The idea is the question of, does this count as a magical girl, is a very boring question. Because it's incredibly easy to justify something as being a magical girl. Like, give me anything, and I can spin it as, yeah, that's a magical girl. Goku, he's a magical girl. He transforms. He even has a whole transformation sequence. Obviously. Hada. Land of the Lustrous? Are you kidding me? Look at all the pink... Oh, they got so much color. Transformations. They fight monsters. Obviously, those are magical girls. Ratatouille. Yeah, that's a magical girl. Because he's fighting with the power of friendship. He doesn't get a transformation, but he like, gets to pilot Luigi or whatever, Linguini, as a mech. And Linguini kind of acts as the magical element in it all. Magical girl. It's so easy to say anything is a magical girl. That the question becomes dull. It becomes, yes, obviously, or no. Like, you have to pull out pedantic excuses and reasons to say yes or to say no, but it's very easy to do. And so, in my eyes, if you ask me, how do you tell if something is a magical girl? It's in a magical girl show. 1, 2, 3. It's in a magical girl show. And that's it. Because otherwise, you know, you get into this thing where you're trying to argue why or why not Remy from Ratatouille counts as a magical girl. So that, yeah, I had that as an idea for a stream, but I just said all of that right now, and there's a part of me that thinks I can't stretch that rant out to a whole hour. So, yeah. Because I know one of you had asked about it. I think it was it Cereza? Maybe it was Hot Mud Butt. I think it was Hot Mud Butt. And I had been like, I'm gonna talk on that, don't you worry. And then I didn't talk on it. Like an asshole, so... So sorry about that. Listen, it was early in Magical Girl May. I had a lot of big plans. And now, my only major plan is, since I finished the Magical Girl Pokemon video, the only major plan is finish this big ol' picture, which is probably what we'll do next Monday. Because I'm not gonna finish them today. So, yeah. That's the plan, Stan. Hang on, I'm doing Ruffles. I can't look at you real quick. Okay, I can look at you again. You know, I keep thinking of the Pokemon as pet tier list, and every time I think one of my mind goes on a Team Rocket scheme. Oh yeah, let's have Slugma. If I live on a snowy area, you kidding me? Free heat. Mr. Mime does all your chores, Pidgey can fan you, and such. Yeah, a lot of Pokemon are really useful. That's the thing. And so it's like, a pet tier list is interesting, just because some of them make for great pets. Somebody had mentioned Skitty earlier. Most, like, of the dogs, you know, like Boltund, that's just a dog, you know? The fishies, like Linoon? No, that's not a fish. What's the one? There's a fish that starts with an L and it, like, illuminates. Anyway, yeah, that's just a pet. But then a lot of them, it's like Mudsdale, no, that's a working horse. You don't keep that as a pet, you keep that to do chores around the ranch, kind of a deal. It's just the kind of thing I feel like it would end up being a very, like, 1 or 2 tiers heavy kind of tier list. You know? Anakin is a dark magical girl. Right, one of you had asked Anakin about Star Wars. Jedi, no, not magical girls. Anakin is a dark magical girl. He even gets his own transformation sequence when he becomes Vader. I guess it technically counts as a transformation sequence. I guess there's no better way to describe it, huh? Yeah, I'm focusing on line art. I should probably drink some water, too. Alright, big sip time. No, Illumise or Illumise, depending on how you want to read it. That's a bug. That's a lightning bug. It's Finneon's evolution. Luminion? I think it's called Luminion. And that's just a pet fish. One, two, three, there we go. Goofy little wings back there. Can't do nothing with those. How did I do everything but the face? I always do the face first. That's so weird. Guess I was distracted by the very complex outfit. Complex, but in a slick way. At work, a good handful of my work buddies are gonna be moving away in the not too distant future. Which is a bit of a bummer, but it'll be nice for them. But yeah, we're not gonna be getting any more Adventures of Lava Gorl. Because I know I regale you all with so much about Lava Girl to begin with. It's just, things are, you know, there's a thing I'll say when, like, kind of life is happening. And it's creatures are moving in the forest. Which is also something I will say if my stomach hurts. But, it's besides the point. I get that from there's an old version of the Warrior Cats website. There was an online game you could play, and it was tough. And you had to basically survive getting to an area, and every time it loaded, it was like you finish your turn and then it loads. And it loaded, and it would read on screen, creatures are moving in the forest. And so it just really stuck with me. But yeah, creatures are just moving in the forest these days. Hopefully something good and interesting comes from all this movement. But yeah. What a cutie pie. A little garump. Huge workplace turnover? It's not a turnover, it just happens that a bunch of people are moving. They're moving all like to the same place too. Which is funny. But yeah, just everyone just seems to be moving right now. So it's not like a company thing, it's not like layoffs, which is nice. But just everyone's life is just kind of happening, I guess. A transitory sort of May. And then the last lock is behind her dress and you can't see it. Tie Lava Girl to your post. Lava Girl wants to take me to, like, Vegas. Lava Girl is so excited at the idea of taking me somewhere like Vegas. And I gotta be honest, I'm not opposed to the idea. Yeah, we're gonna do this smartly. Was that smartly? I don't know, but it got the job done. And then I'm gonna erase everything. Or actually I could just color her in. That'll be easier. But yeah. I think I've been to Vegas before. I think I've mentioned this to you guys, that I've been to Vegas before, and it was, kind of no fun. Because I went with my parents. It was our graduation gift. So we were only, like, 18 or 19. Not old enough to drink. So we weren't even allowed in the casinos. Like, and also we were with our fucking parents. Like, what do you do in Vegas with your parents? You know? Like, they didn't even seem to have fun. Our parents, they were, and it's just like, why'd you do this as our graduation present? Like, graduating from high school. And we'll take them to Vegas. Why? We didn't ask for that. They probably could have just bought us a video game or two, and we would have been like, hell yeah. Fools, idiots. Cool. And yeah, I'll handle that line art and stuff in a moment. They're offering you managers positions again? They haven't. And if they do, I'll say no. Managers have to be full-time, and I do not want that. Adventures of Twins in Vegas miniseries. They are going to Vegas. You are just tagging along. That's the thing. They, like, dragged us along everywhere. But it's like, they couldn't even do all that much because... Yeah, like they couldn't get, like, super drunk or anything. They had to watch us. So even if that was the plan, they failed. They were stupid about it. What a surprise. Yeah, let me mark my line art so I don't get lost in all these sketch layers. Line and... Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Good. Good. My grandmother went to Vegas in the 90s, never gambled, very a plain toast person. Her sister had to drag her out. Well, I'm glad she had fun. Let's get some color in here. Oh my god, what are we going for? Aika's taken a while, but I'm not too surprised. She's a complex character design. So we'll probably get her and then Magical Dandelion done. And I don't know if we'll have enough time for Sakura today, but that's alright. We can, like I said, we'll be finishing this up on Monday anyway, so that's nice. I mean, you all probably watched my, my review for Pretty Please. Anyway, it was only 5 minutes long. So, but, a double bonus reason to watch it in case you didn't, or to check out my Twitter and Blue Sky, is I drew Zira, that's Aika's friend, if she were to be a magical girl, and that's in the video, and also I posted it, and it's really cute, so you should check those out. Send a tweet. Yeah. Let's get all the white elements in really quick. So her glovies, her cravat, and kind of centerpiece area. Oops, that's not gonna be white. That is all the frills. Pretty please, can we get a full series? Oh, that's such a good title. I went with pretty please, I want to see more, but dang, pretty please, can we get a full series? That's good. That's clean right there. And then I think her beads, yeah, are pretty headpiece. Hell yeah! Alright. My parents were originally supposed to get married at Vegas, and the priest married them would have been an Elvis midget. Okay, so first, midget is I believe that's a rude word. It's little person that you want to refer to them by. But bonus fact about Lava Girl. She got married at Vegas, and she was considering getting the Elvis little person as well. She opted to go with just like a normal guy. That's okay. nothing to apologize for. Yeah, learning is not something you should be sorry for. And so yeah, ain't that fun? That Lava Girl almost had the same flavor of officiant as your grandma. She was also tossing up the idea of Chewbacca as well, which would have been certainly something. Aunt has appeared! Welcome! The day I graduated was the day my mom wrecked my car, so it could always be worse. That, that do suck a whole lot. Messiah, your whole life, and admittedly, I only know a very little of it. Just what little you've opted to share. Your life seems to be only extremes of, super great stuff, and goddamn, that's rough, man. Like, I feel like nothing just medium chill happens around you. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it just feels like you've always either got, like, some terrible thing going on, or it's like, hell yeah, fuck yeah. Which sounds exhausting, but, more power to you, I guess. More power to you, as if you chose that. Keeping track of all of her different blues is a little challenging, but not too challenging, because I'm very, very good at my job. My job. Drawing magical girls. I gotta get that blue part as well. And then she's got, okay, all this blue trim, but that's a different shade of blue. I see. Oh, and her piggy tail things. Okay, so these are blue. These are blue. And so are these. And her hair accessories. We're not gonna pull this straight black for her hair and eyes, because I just personally don't like working with flat black. So instead, we'll kind of just make it a really dark gray. Right, we need more of this for this part, and also the trim on her skirty parts. I super enjoying helping out with making the magical girls last stream, currently drawing them during this stream. Hell yeah! It was so much fun. I do want to draw them too at some point, but that might just be like something I do on my own though. Maybe? I don't know. Depending on how the week goes. Cause we got one more week of Magical Girl May. And then I'm on vacation, and you guys don't have to deal with me. Except, as always, I'll actually still be working behind the scenes. Hang on, I just filled in all the space. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm still actually gonna be working behind the scenes. So, it's a vacation, but it's sort of in air quotes, as always. And in fact, I've already got a music video ready to post. So that's fun, but it's just very not Magical Girl, so I was saving it for next month. That's 1000% accurate, damn. When I was a kid in the UK, we used to think Vegas wedding was just an American style of wedding that half of Americans did. Fascinating. I guess we don't have, like, much else in the way of, like, unique to America tradition for weddings. So that is interesting. Let's get this this dark color. Yeah, so that is just flat black, and we're going to make it kind of like a really dark brown. Oh, I got color in her earrings. Glad I noticed that. Where's her other... It should be like there. Hang on. I'm missing a line. A pivotal line. There we go. I don't want them to look like that. Nice. Okay. Back to the color. God damn, she's pretty. But not too challenging, because I am a god, a queen, perfect in every way. Exactly. I keep telling my wife, I just want 1 week where nothing fucking happens. That doesn't make me have to show any emotion for any reason. Incredibly messy divorce is our wedding tradition. Is that still a tradition, though? Because that has been very classically, like, a thing. but surely we've gotten to a point where predominantly people know how to wait a little bit so you don't get married right out of high school and end up hating your significant other. I can only hope, but I'll admit, my finger's not really on the pulse when it comes to weddings and such. Oof, there's Ica. Wowie wow willikers. Let's get her dang old weapon in here. Okay. So, yeah, we are actually just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. To make things easier on me. This is behind her, so we erase it. I'm gonna make my brush a little bit bigger as well. I'm focusing for a moment, so I can't see you all. So behave in the chat. Take this as a great opportunity to discuss your favorite Vocaloid song. Oh, wait. Yep, favorite Vocaloid song. Because I know you all have so many opinions about Project Sakai and Vocaloids. As evidenced by how none of you all baffle me. I don't understand you. Okay, great! Now I can color in the weapon. Which is all the same colors as her, so I'll just pull them, yeah, straight from Ica. So we got white in the wings. That's actually gonna be down here. Hello. Thought marriages were the leading cause. Oh, you know, good point. Taito is greater than Miku. I like both a lot. Personally, I think, like, in terms of design, they're both really, really solid. And in terms of voice, there's pros and cons to both of them. And it's so hard to say one is definitively better or worse, even outside of the fact that this thing is an opinion anyway. And that's just not how opinions work. You can't be objectively correct with an opinion. But, because, like, Miku especially, just because she has so much in her catalog, like a lot of history of her voice being used, means that, like, some people tune Miku and I fucking hate it. And then others tune Miku, and I'm like, this sounds so good. Teto has a lot less of that, like, repertoire, or resume, rather. And so, it just means that, it's harder to, like, kind of point to things that you don't like as easily with her. You see what I'm saying? Hang on, I fucked up her hand. let me fix that. And a knuckle. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I like them both. I don't like one more or less than the other. I do feel like Miku tends to get pitched into those high annoying ranges more than Teito has. So, you know, I go into a Miku song expecting it to be in a pitch I'm not a super fan of. But, you know, no one is immune to the high pitch syndrome. My first Vocaloid song was Insanity. Yes! Twisty Rob, yes! It took me so long. to actually learn it was a Vocaloid song. I thought it was real people. It was for a Hitalia AMV that I first saw it, and I was obsessed with that song. It was good shit, good shit. Kaito's version of the opening song to Paprika is one of my favorites. I like most Kaito covers. Kaito is my favorite Vocaloid, which shouldn't be surprising. But yeah, if I hear a song that I like, I like to see if there's a Kaito version, because I like Kaito. We did it! We finished her! Yay! She was a lot. She was a lot, but it was worth it. So, yippee! Yahoo! I actually want to change this part. Hang on. And now we're playing in the danger zone, because I want to... Oops. I want this to be in front of this lock. Let's grab a straight line tool. There we go. And then we erase this part. And then we color in this part. There we go! Wow! So pretty! And a fun color amongst all the, well, one, all the white girls, and two, all the reds. Snap, he mine too. It's nice seeing Tato get a bit more love. Yeah, she was pretty, like, you had to be a deep fan to even know about Tato, and now, like, everyone knows about her, which is pretty cool. Honestly, the only Vocaloid / Project Sekai songs I've listened to are Jackpot Sad Girl, which is a good one, and Rabbit Hole. I don't know Rabbit Hole that well, but that's alright. Welcome, Mira. You came just in time. I finished Aika. Wow. Wowee. Wow. And so now we're going to do... Let's get rid of Aika there. I don't need her. We're gonna do Magical Dandelion, which I don't know shit diddly about this, other than she's got like an evil guy that she fights with. And that's all I know. My favorite Vocaloid song will probably be Triple Baka. You know, it's a classic. It do be a classic. High Pitch Syndrome was just my normal voice until grad school. That should be your DJ name. High Pitch Syndrome. Not too big into newer Vocaloid stuff, but not brave enough to say I like the classics. But there's nothing wrong with liking the classics. For Dandelion Magical Girl, basically they fight this monster called Fiends, but the twist is that before our heroine became a magical girl, she was friends with one of the fiends who was against her being magical girl since she would be forced to fight him, but unfortunately she does become a magical girl. So now they just are friends, but enemies. So, nifty. That's cool to know. I like classics and I like new stuff. Let's make a folder for Aika. I don't want to be a magical girl. I mean, obviously I like newer stuff, as evidenced by, like, my channel being half Project Sekai and half Pokemon. But yeah, I like plenty of classics, but I think you can easily run into an issue with classics where they can all kind of end up sounding the same. I feel like we get, just by virtue of more people making more music, we get more variety more often with newer stuff. I need a bigger canvas. So let's go with 8. Sure, 8 in that direction, 7 in that direction. There we go, that's plenty of canvas to work with. And now this will also take forever to save and load. So, I'll wait a moment. Okay, cool. Now we just need Pokemon Sekai, for real though. And you know, I thought about doing that. About, categorizing the Pokemon, all 1,000 something of them, into who would go into what group. like, allocate all of them by group. I thought about doing that in Project Sekai. Like, you know, Leonid, the band, More Jump, the idols, etc., etc. So I thought about doing that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that sound fun, or does that sound stupid? Next one! I don't know how to get a read on this girl in terms of, like, personality enough to figure out how to pose her. Let me take a gander at her. She seems kind of generically nice. I think I've got an idea. We'll put her next to... Yeah, we'll put her next to Aika. Sure. They're gonna be in kind of similar poses, which will be a fun little parallel. Do I want her umbrella deployed? No, I don't. I can't draw umbrellas. So she'll be holding it, but it'll still be closed cause fuck that. Confessions of a Rotten Girl is one of my new faves. It's so good. Excalibur, do you watch my Project Sekai videos? I can't ever know, and I don't want to just, like, assume that you all watch everything I make. But yeah, I ask just because I do recommend Confessions of a Rotten Girl in that video. I don't think I like these legs. Those legs are stupid. We're gonna make them cooler and better. No, I don't like those legs either. Yes, I do. Just had to think about it. What's her shoes? They're like, yeah, pretty simple Mary Janes. I've made her so tall. It's these legs. That's the problem. Let's cut these off a little bit. Just, nope. There we go. Okay, now she's on par with everyone else. I'll watch some. Okay, then yeah. Cool, fun. Dandelion works in a magical girl organization called Butterfly. Nice. I'll try, but time is finite for us mere mortals. I remember you talking about the kids and some music. That's about it. Yeah. Watch like all your videos. I don't know if that says something about me. I think it says that I make really good videos. Perfect for perfect entertainment, basically. Oh, I know, we'll do this. Yeah, where she'll be kind of holding it like that. And I gotta rough out an umbrella. Ella, A. Alright. Who gives their character an umbrella weapon? You know, it's actually incredibly plausible for me to give a magical girl an umbrella. Even though I'm like, I can't draw them, because I can't. I really can't. I suck at drawing umbrellas. And it's got a bow, but I gotta keep track of its orientation, because it actually kind of goes up like that. Cool. Okay, great. A good enough umbrella. Yay. I remember the design critiques and the Pokemon Team VOD. Made an amazing umbrella with your magical mushroom girl. I did, and it took me forever. I had to think about it. I was like, did I? And I did, and it took me forever. It's so hard. Umbrellas are easy at like 2 angles, and then every other angle it's like, why? Why do they gotta have dimension but have weird angles? You should draw those 2 more. I don't draw most things all that often, unless it's for a comic. And, Inky and Angel were fun, but I just didn't have a story for them. Grab her face from over here so I can see what her hair is doing. I have 2 reference images for her, by the way, because for this one, I couldn't see her legs. But then this one, she's like pretty covered up by the legs, and so I was like, just fuse them together. Gotta go to dinner. I might still be here. I feel like I always am. I feel like you always go to dinner, and then you're like, I'm back, and we're all like, wow, Twiins is still working. Yeah, she seems just like a sweet gal. Focusing on eyes, you know how it is. I'll make those the same size. Don't worry. Okay. Then we got some modern hair to work with here. Because last time we did like a whole bunch of retro characters, so... Back to good old modern hair of something in the middle, and then side locks. Yeah, that's kind of a lot of dimension. She doesn't have very poofy hair, so I don't wanna go too hard on this. My natural inclination to draw fluffy hair. Let me fix up this side. And then, great, cool. And then she's got one goofy little ahoge thing. And these big old puff balls are hiding a whole lot, but they're very cute. And I'll get the ribbons in just a moment. Let me just really nail down the rest of her hair here. Cool. She's giving very, like, Madoka... a Madoka Magica character, but from the mobile games. So it's like not one of the main girls, but like still a pretty solid design, but just not one of them. Like you can tell that they're from a spin-off, you know? She's giving that vibe. I like the green elements. They're cool. Trying to figure out... She's got a bow on the back of her neck, I think. I need another picture of this girl. She's so hard to see. Magical girl dandelion. Yes! She's got a bow on the back of her neck. That's great. It's tough just because it's hard for me to tell what's canon and what's fan art. But yes, I see that. Okay, great, cool, excellent, amazing. If you gave every Pokemon 1 minute to rank, stream would be 16 hours and 16.667 hours long. But if you just gave 1 second to each, it'd be 16 minutes long. Huh? You have to go to bed. Well, adios. Sleep good. Why must things have shapes? I know, why does it gotta be dimension and stuff? That really puts it into perspective, One Taker. That means it would probably have to be 2 streams. Because even if I was like, we're doing this all day, like, that would be all day. That would be all day. So, that does really put it into perspective. I do think it sounds fun, but I may just have to rearrange my everything. Rearrange what I'm doing a little bit. And then there's like a butterfly on her necklace. And then there's a big ribbon back here that's really tough to see, actually. But she's got a cute ribbon on her back, which I like that. And then she's got poofy floofy sleeves that are short. Let me just copy paste this over so I can see what I'm doing. Wherever the fuck she went. There she is. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's cute. Cute, like, kind of flower petal design. That's nice. I like these magical girls, kind of like how we saw with Aika. Aika is very clearly star-themed. I like these magical girls with, like, a theme to them. It's really, really cute. I like it. Do you all prefer things where the magical girls all match, or where the magical girls have different outfits across them? What are your thoughts? Okay, this bow is gigantic, but it's not like a top. It's just an incredibly large bow in the front. Which is great to know. Okay. Just double checking. So yeah, huge omega bow. I'm torn with the very question I just chose to ask. I like it when they all match. I like that kind of cohesion and unity, but I also value getting to see a bunch, like, how a bunch of different girls can end up looking, you know? Like, and especially with something like if they're not meant to be a team, or if they're like a found family kind of a deal, like with Madoka Magica, it makes so much sense that they don't all match. Not only for the narrative, but also because you get, like, their designs are telling you information about them. You know, Sayaka looks like a knight for a reason, you know? Things like that. So yeah, I'm torn, because you miss out on that when they all match. Like with, for example, like magical, like Sailor Moon and Magical Doremi, you know? Like, what information are we getting about their personalities? She's the blue one, so that must mean she's spunky. She's got glasses, so she's gotta be demure. You know, like, but yeah, I like getting that character. But I like a good classic uniform that's like, oh hell yeah, you see any Sailor uniform and you think of Sailor Moon, you know? So you gotta respect that as well. So I think there's merit to both. Similar but different outfits, you know, that is nice. I like when they customize their uniforms. And that's regardless if it's a magical girl or, like, a show set in, like, at high school, so they wear uniforms kind of a deal. I could do it by generation. It would probably be in order, yeah. I don't mind different outfits as long as there's something that ties them together, like the soul gems. I would argue the color palette ties them together the most, which sounds ludicrous. Madoka's got so much pink, Sayaka's got, and doesn't have any pink, she's only got blue, and Mami doesn't have any blue or pink, she only has yellow. But they all have a lot of white, which is what makes them all feel like they go together, and adds to Homura especially, but also to a degree Kyoko feeling like they don't belong, because Homura and Kyoko act as antagonists for portions of their time in the show. But notably, hang on, I need water. But notably, they still incorporate some white into their designs because at the end of the day, they are part of the Holy Quintet. So while they convey the idea of antagonistic by not having as much white as the others, they still are wearing the quintet white that betrays their status as actually they're all going to become friends. But that's just my interpretation of it. Yeah, her skirt's very complicated. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Is that how long it is? It's a pretty short skirt. I think it could be a little bit longer. No. Okay. Like how Tokyo Mew Mew, all the girls had different outfits but elements that tied them together. Yeah. I actually know very little about Tokyo Mew Mew, but I have seen them. And so yeah, you know, that's a pretty solid happy medium. Like, oh, they're all flowers, but like they're still different but the same. Kind of it's the best of both worlds. Hannah Montana ass. Did any of you ever watch Hannah Montana growing up? Was that past your time? Because I know you're all 3 years old, so I can't ever just assume with you guys. I watched a shocking amount of Hannah Montana for not really caring. It was just kind of the best thing that was on during the summer. You know, it's summertime, you're stuck at grandma's house, because you're not old enough to, like, be home alone. And so you're just stuck at grandma's house, and there's nothing else to do. It's just hot and summer and boring and stupid, and so you just watch Hannah Montana. Bored out of your fucking mind. Sometimes you think about going outside, and then you do, and then the geese attack you, and you get a sunburn, because it's summertime. So you just stay inside where the geese can't get you. Still hot, but hey, at least the sun isn't actively ripping you apart. And it's like, what do we do? Well, I guess we'll just fucking watch Hannah Montana, because it's either that or the same episode of Dexter that they played every day this week. And I love Dexter, but I don't need to watch this episode again. And by Dexter, I mean Dexter's Laboratory. Okay, she's got, like, looks like yellow leggings. She's also seems to have, like, shorts down here, which is nice. Back when you watch things because it was just on for... It's so real, though. Yeah. Oh no, they are thigh highs. That's supposed to be her legs down there. Alright. It's kind of a weird... Whatever, I won't be casting judgment. So yeah, she's got yellow thigh highs, and then her cutie patootie Mary Janes. So let's actually figure out what these legs are doing, instead of just leaving them as a nightmare. Great! Wow, I figured that out pretty well. And then her other shoe. She's got kind of heels going on. Wow, I did it! Oh, she's also got, like, a capey element to her dress. They so look like orange shorts. I understand what they were going for here, but... Oh. Her dress looks different in fucking every thing. Every picture of her, the dress is kind of different. This is obnoxious. I got it though. Don't worry, we're all fine. I'm great. This is where her... You can see, like, down here, these green parts, and you can see them down here as well. Got kind of a little capey thing going on. Which is nice. It frames her nicely. I think. Okay, yeah, and then she's got her thigh highs. And then these cute Mary Janes, which have an ankle element, which I don't even think the ankle part is connected to the rest of the shoe at all. Yeah, I see no strap or anything. So an ankle element. And yeah, I get what they were doing, by the way, yeah, with the shading, but it's just, it's too orange. I don't know. I don't know what else they would have done, but it reads as shorts. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay, ankle element, and then just normal Mary Jane's, but with a puffball and a bow. Are they platformed? Yes. These are nice shoes. I wish I was better at drawing shoes. I just kind of suck at it. I'm not, like, terrible, but I'm just not very good, you know? I'm kind of in the middle. I definitely wouldn't make Shiro proud. Wowie wow! She ended up looking pretty solid. Let's get some line art in here. What time is it? Oh my god. Okay. Time is running low. Actually, what if we color her next time? What if we do her line art next time? What if we finish this next time? I can do the line art. I can do the line art. Time to start work. That's how you really know that we're going late. For some reason, the white puffballs on her shoes are making me think of clowns. That is weird. You too, one taker. Make smart choices. Yeah, so we'll do her line art, and then kind of like how we did with Pretty Cure. Aika ended up taking a lot more time than I expected, but that's okay. Kind of like how we did with Pretty Cure, we'll come back and color her in next Monday, and we'll also finish this on Monday as well. Or maybe we'll do some more tomorrow. Depends on how I feel. We'll either do more art tomorrow, or we'll do some Pokemon teams for Magical Girls tomorrow. Depending on what I think sounds like fun. How many more do we got? So we still have Sakura to do, Madoka to do, Snow White to do, Princess Tutu, Hikaru, and Tokyo Mew Mew. So 2 of these intimidate me. Snow White especially is a complex design, so yeah, we'll figure it out. Sorry, I was focusing. You know how it is sometimes. You know how it is. Twiins gets quiet while she does the art, and then she apologizes for getting quiet. Twin. Forgetter of the concept of time ink. Ichiko, that's her name. I don't know if I'll ever remember. I'll do my best, but I kind of suck at remembering names. But you all see me. How sometimes I'll be like, I'll just forget a whole word. And you all need to tell me what it is. It really sucks when I'm not, like, on stream. Like, I'll be at work and forget a word, and everyone else is, like, no one else is as good at knowing what I'm trying to say as you guys. And I'll be like, man, chat would know. Chat would have my back. Puffball, nice. Are her eyes even? No. One of them's lower. Nice. Nice, nice. It's nice to have also a magical girl with shorter hair. I think we've had some. There are some. Yeah, Cutie Honey, Snow White will when we get to her. But I feel like so often the main one gets long hair. And I like long hair, so I'm not too mad about it. But it's nice to get some variety every now and then. That's the whole reason to do a picture like this, is to see, you know, how they all look, the different and the same in the Grim Magic art style. I'd thought about doing this like 2 years ago as well. But I think back then it would have just been a drawn-out video. Theoretically, I could make drawn-outs out of the stuff I do on stream. Maybe I'll do that. For all of these dang old magical girls. I don't know. It depends on if I have more stuff to say about any of them. I'm lost. I'm lost in her design. It's so complicated. But it's really cute. I like it a lot. Chat, can you tell my managers the word? You know, the word. Was it really Zoe for, oh, Tokyo Mew, what, Mew Mew Power? Is that the, English version? That's gross. What's drawn out? Drawn out is, an old series that I used to do, where I would draw something like this, and then speed up that footage for a YouTube video, and I would speak over that footage and kind of discuss the art and my process and, you know, other similar related things to whatever it is I was drawing. You can find them on my YouTube channel. There's a whole playlist of drawn-outs. It's pretty old art, so, you know, old art warning, be aware. But, yeah, that's what Drawn Out was. And I haven't done Drawn Out in a while, because, I'll be honest, they never did very well. They never did very well, and I had other things to kind of occupy my time more often than not anyway. When most of your videos end up being around 45 minutes long, you know, you don't need to waste time drawing something for a video. Like, explicitly, like, this is for a video. I then have very few people watch that video. People seemed to like Drawn Out, like, the few of them who actually watched it, but, yeah. Just diminishing returns. And I remember I drew... One of them I was really proud of at the time. I haven't looked at it again, so I don't know if I still hold it with such high regard. But I drew, some Nier fan art. It was, Brother Nier, but the focus of the picture was, Emil's sister. I forget her name. Kahlua, I believe. And I was really proud of that one. And it did really badly. Really, really badly. To the point I was like, have I been shadow banned? Are people not watching my stuff? Like, do they not see it? And this was also, it hurt so bad. Because I'm also so stupid. What I did was, I decided, I'm gonna stop making Ruby content. And also, I'm going to become a YouTuber full-time. And so, suddenly, because I wasn't making Ruby content anymore, this was the first time I stopped making Ruby content, because I came back for a little bit, and then the show got really terrible, and also, Rooster Teeth sucks dick, so... Then I stopped again, and now here we are, and I still don't talk about Ruby. Because that show is dead and ass. But anyway, so my stuff was getting just no views, and it was really stressful because this was my job now. And I was like, no one's watching anything. Why not? And my videos still struggle to get good views these days. And it really hurts. Because I put in so much effort and time, and I accrued an audience, and then, you know, I decided I don't want to talk about one thing anymore, and admittedly it was the one thing I had accrued an audience about, like 4, and then it's like, they all just vanished, and what really hurt was that Critter seemingly could make a video about anything, and it would still do great numbers. Like, it never mattered what Critter chose to talk about. Her audience was always there. And I was like, why isn't that happening with me? Like, why... You know, I talk about things I like, even topical, relevant things. Like, I made a video about Doki Doki Literature Club, and then, like, the next day, the Switch version was announced, and I was like, oh my gosh, for the first time ever, I'm actually, like, current, I'm relevant. This is great, people will be looking for Doki Doki Literature stuff, and my video will get to be recommended to them, that's so swell. And then it just still didn't do well. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Because it's like, what do? You just keep making videos, but every video, you know, if something does well, if I do it again, I see diminishing returns. You know? Like, I made my first Magical Girl video, like, turning into, like, how I became a Magical Girl in Sword and Shield, and that did really well. And then I did one for Red version, and it did much worse. And now I've done one for Scarlet and Violet, and it's done pretty poorly as well. And so it's just like, what do I do? You know? And it's like, I guess all I could do is keep making stuff I like. Because apparently that's the only value I'm gonna get. Anyway, sorry to end the stream off on a bummeroni sounding note. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, just the truth of what it's like to be a YouTuber. Because I know you can watch people like AlphaRad or Jaden Animations and think, oh man, so as long as you're a YouTuber for long enough, you know, then eventually everything's fun and cool and you have all these friends and you get to be invited to Japan and get sent a bunch of free stuff. And here I am. That's not the truth. So... yeah, just be aware that if you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to be a content creator to any degree, the most important thing, step number one, is it has to be something you want to do. Because you're not guaranteed to hit it quick and be able to have that as your cool, fun, full-time job, where you get sent a bunch of free fun stuff and, you know, brought to cool cons and things. So yeah. Just a little tip for all you. No. So, personally, I wouldn't consider Kill la Kill, like, any of our Magical Girls, but, I think you could easily argue, it's like, I think Kill la Kill is a Magical Girl show for a shonen audience. So, it's like, yes, but also it's like, no, but also it's like, I mean, but yeah. So, personally, if I think of Magical Girls, obviously yeah, she's not here. I didn't think of her. But yeah, I think she is a Magical Girl, just for a male gaze audience kind of a deal. They were my favorite things he did, and tears still run through my cheeks. Oh golly. I was talking to someone a couple weeks ago and I made a 4Kids joke and they had no idea what I was talking about. It made me feel old. Oh man. They'll never know. Twiins, try not to compare yourself to Critter. That can't be good for your mental health. Well, it is inevitable. Being twins and all. Comparisons will always end up happening. It definitely doesn't help that, basically, at least once a month, I get a comment. Is this Critter's channel? Is this Critter's second channel? You sound exactly like Critter. Am I crazy, or does she sound just like Judgmental Critter? You know, it's tough. So I just don't look at Critter's numbers. 'Cause it's useless anyway. It doesn't. I'm glad she's doing well. And that's about it. But yeah, next time we're gonna color in Miss Dandelion here. Yippee. And also do everyone else. I'll either draw tomorrow, or I'll, we'll do some Pokemon teams for, I think we'll do Magical Girl Raising Project. It probably wouldn't be full teams of 6. It'd be teams of 3, since there's like goddamn 4,000 characters. Yeah. that sounds fun. So that's the plan, Stan, and I'll see you around. Have fun, make smart choices, drink your vegetables, eat your water, and goodbye. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I know it sounded like a real bummer ending, but don't worry, I'm fine. So yeah, have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow for more magical. This is a long May. But it's nice. Lots of magical girl content for everyone to enjoy. So goodbye.